This is WLKY Morning News.
Well, listen up. If you want to get tested for COVID-19, we're sharing the latest coronavirus testing sites both in Kentucky and Indiana. Plus, the changes you need to know about before the upcoming primary elections in Kentucky. And we talked to food truck operators who say the cancellation of Louisville's three-part music festival is a sour note for their industry. Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Marvis, and we're so happy to have you here on WLKY Morning News. First this morning at 7 o'clock, we want to talk about your rain chances. Meteorologist Suzanne Horgan is tracking what you can expect, and those chances are ramping up with each minute, right, Suzanne?
Yeah, especially as we make our way into your afternoon hours. We're going to hold on to that risk of some scattered showers throughout the day. Right now, we have dry conditions, so if you want to head out the door, maybe get your walk in during the first part of the day, that's the better and drier part of the day. We will see periods of rain for this weekend. Breezy conditions today and tomorrow, but drier skies by Monday. You'll notice that we are seeing some of those showers moving throughout areas of western Kentucky right now. That's going to be lifting up to the north and to the northeast as we head throughout the day. So that warm front lifts through our area, and that's going to trigger some scattered rain showers as we head throughout your morning hours. Notice it looks like it's going to take its sweet time kind of moistening up the atmosphere and lifting up to the north. So especially if you're in the metro or in southern Indiana, it's going to take a little while for you to see that rainfall. Everyone has a shot at some scattered shower and even thunderstorm activity during the afternoon hours, and will continue to deal with the threat of some periods of rain throughout your evening hours and even into tomorrow. We're going to stay unsettled. A beautiful live look outside. This is from our KFC Yum Center camera as the sun is up and we are seeing that beautiful pink hue out there. At noon today, rain chances going up right around 64 degrees, right around 67 degrees at 5 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, upper 50s with still periods of rain. And again, it is going to be breezy for us today. Right now it's 7:02. Listen to back over to Marvis.
Thank you, Suzanne. Governor Andy Beshear announced expanding coronavirus testing across the state of Kentucky. Meanwhile, Indiana is changing the way that it classifies COVID-19 deaths. We'll share more on that after digging into these latest numbers. Check these out. Kentucky reported its single biggest spike in cases in a single day on Friday. There were 322 new cases reported. That brings the statewide total to almost 3,800 cases. 9 additional deaths bumped Kentucky's COVID-19 death toll to 200. Indiana saw 656 new cases, also its most cases in one day. More than 13,000 people have tested positive for the novel coronavirus in Indiana. 741 have died. Looking nationally, the U.S. surpassed 51,000 deaths from coronavirus, while there are 890,000 confirmed cases. Nearly 97,000 Americans have recovered from the coronavirus. And we told you Kentucky is expanding testing from the coronavirus both here in Louisville and across the state of Kentucky. Starting Monday, there will be 11 different drive-through sites. Kroger is hosting 2 in Louisville Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 5:30. That's at Shawnee Park. They'll test up to 330 people daily. It's open to anyone, but you must register online. All of next week's openings, they're already filled, but the testing will also be done the week of May 4th. And Governor Beshear also announced Friday that Walmart will host drive-through testing sites at its Bashford Manor Lane store. That site will open starting Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This testing is available for first responders and healthcare workers or any adults who have COVID-19 symptoms.
Now, if you are in Louisville, you have the partnership with Kroger that's at Shawnee starting on Monday, though that's booked all the way through Friday. You also have this, which is just opened up, which is going to start on Wednesday at Bashford Manor and run all the way through 7 days a week until they run out of capacity. This is, between the two, the largest level of testing that we have done anywhere.
We have information on how to register for both of these clinics right now on the WLKY mobile app and WLKY.com. And take note of this, a drive-through testing site will be set up again today at St. Stephen Baptist Church. The Hope Wellness Center and the Black Community Development Corporation offers testing today from 9 a.m. until 3 in the church parking lot. Testing is free and it's open to everyone in the general public. Test results will be given back within 15 minutes. To be tested, you must bring a valid ID. Last week, wait times for the free public testing stretched longer than an hour. In southern Indiana, the Floyd County Health Department is also offering drive-through testing today from 11 until 1. That's at Floyd Central High School. You must be symptomatic and will be screened before testing is performed. Organizers say that you must bring an ID and an insurance card if you have one. Well, it's 7:05 this morning, and Governor Andy Beshear wants everyone to vote by mail in the June primary. Friday, Governor Beshear signed an executive order allowing all eligible voters to vote absentee. The order includes a number of recommendations from the Secretary of State, Michael Adams. The state board will send voters a postcard with instructions on how to apply for an absentee ballot. It will then be mailed to you. Once you fill it out, you will have to verify your signature and send it back by 6 o'clock on June 23rd. That's the day of the primary. Jefferson County has more than 2,000 different versions of ballots that it will have to send to voters.
1,000 voters. We want to make sure that everything is counted, that everybody gets a ballot. And the smaller counties, they'll do the same thing, but in their own manner with probably a lot less people.
Limited in-person voting will still be available. County clerks will be allowed to limit the number of polling locations and take steps to keep poll workers safe. That includes creating drive-through locations and following social distancing guidelines. Again, the rules only apply to the primary, not the November elections. Indiana is now making changes to the way it tracks people who have died during the coronavirus pandemic. The state is now reporting 79 presumptive coronavirus-related deaths. That's in addition to the 741 known cases.
These deaths gives us a better sense of the impact of COVID-19 and positions us to also capture more of these clinical diagnoses going forward.
Doctors determined whether COVID-19 was a contributing factor of the death through chest x-rays and CAT scans, as well as patients' medical histories and symptoms. A reminder now, TARC passengers must wear a mask or face covering, which is secured over the nose and mouth starting tomorrow. And to further limit interaction on buses, riders will also have to use the rear doors to exit the buses. Now, these rules only apply to fixed route services. There will be exceptions for those with mobility issues, breathing difficulties, and babies or toddlers. But again, they ask that everyone else do their part. 7:07 right now, and 3 major fall music festivals in Louisville are now canceled. Promoters decided not to hold the Trifesta. That includes Hometown Rising, Louder Than Life, as well as Bourbon and Beyond. Organizers say everyone will get a refund. They're trying to bring back the same lineups back to the festivals next year. Last week, Forecastle Festival was also canceled. News of that cancellation dealt another tough blow to the already hard-hit food industry. Normally this time of year, Four Pegs in Germantown is busy taking its food truck, the 502 Cafe, to the city's many festivals. The COVID-19 pandemic brought an end to all of that last month. There was hope that they may be able to make up some of that lost business in this fall with the Trifesta.
Trifesta for the food truck specifically is about a third of the business that we do all year long. So it's a huge, huge blow. But again, you know, I'd much rather myself and my staff and our patrons be safe than to make that money.
Instead of attending festivals, the truck has been invited to many neighborhoods and churches, which has helped make up some of that lost business.
Good morning. Right now it is 7:08. Taking a look at some of our local temperatures this morning, we have dry skies. It's 50 in Corydon, 51 degrees in Greenville. We're coming in the upper 40s in LaGrange and 46 degrees in Shelbyville. If you're going out for your walk, the morning will be the drier part of the day. You can see temperatures at 9 a.m. right around 56 degrees, mid-60s at 1 o'clock, upper 60s at 5 o'clock, but increasing chances of some scattered showers and storms later in the day. We'll have a look at the rest of your weekend weather coming up.
And at 7:09 this morning, Governor Andy Beshear used his executive power to veto an abortion bill. We'll tell you why he says right now is not the time to debate the controversial issue. Plus,
COVID-19 unknowns. I'm Aixa Diaz in Washington. Why this coronavirus is so challenging for scientists.
As doctors worldwide treat COVID-19 patients, scientists are hard at work conducting studies and learning more about this deadly virus. But there are still so many more questions than answers. Aixa Diaz is live in our Washington bureau. And Aixa, can you tell us what's been the biggest challenge for researchers?
Well, Marvis, I spoke with a microbiologist here in D.C. who says part of what makes this virus so unique is that it affects people in different ways and in some cases doesn't cause any symptoms.
Immune systems have not come into contact with a virus like this.
Joseph Campos is a microbiologist at Children's National Hospital here in Washington. He says COVID-19 has proven to be a unique and dangerous virus, and there is still so much to learn.
We need data in order to reach firm conclusions as to why certain people are asymptomatic and remain asymptomatic and others develop life-threatening infection.
Campos says the more we test people, whether they have symptoms or not, the more we'll find out about the infectious process.
We need to know who is infected, who is shedding the virus.
Campos says it's too soon to answer many of the current coronavirus questions, including will we see more cases in the fall and winter? Does infection now guarantee immunity later? And will a vaccine help eradicate the virus?
There is an awful lot of research being done on this virus, which, 3 months ago was unheard of.
And much of that research is focused on vaccine development. Clinical trials are now underway with volunteers who are getting injections, Marvis.
And Aisha, thank you so much for that. But do you have any idea how soon a vaccine could maybe be ready for the public?
Well, it wouldn't be ready for at least another year or two. And another challenge for researchers and scientists when it comes to a vaccine is one big question: will this virus mutate like we see with the flu every year? And that's going to determine how vaccines move forward. At least one study recently showed that it does mutate. So that would also affect how these vaccines are made.
Wow, some really good information there. Thank you so much. Aisha Diaz live in our Washington Bureau for us this morning. Studies are also underway to see if a person's blood type may play a role in how he or she responds to the virus. Well, closer to home, a Louisville man is facing a murder charge for a drunk driving crash in Shively. Police say Jermaine Sneed crashed into a van on Miller's Lane late Tuesday night. That fiery crash killed Danny Whitfield. It seriously injured 4 others, including Sneed's 8-year-old son. In addition to murder, Sneed faces assault and other charges. And in case you missed it, Kentucky's Governor A&B Blocks vetoed abortion legislation passed in the final hours of the legislative session. The bill would have given Attorney General Daniel Cameron the authority to regulate abortion clinics. Governor Blocks says that bill was unnecessary.
As I said in my veto message, I'm just not doing divisive issues right now. We got to defeat this coronavirus. We've got to have 100% of our effort aimed towards it, and we've got to have unity in this Commonwealth.
Because the bill passed on the last day of the session, lawmakers cannot override the governor's veto. Meantime, Louisville Metro Council's Republican members look to get answers from JCPS about what the rest of the school year will look like. They held a Q&A on Facebook Friday. It included questions about taxes and grading, but many centered around the district's non-traditional instruction plan, especially students who may be falling behind.
We know that, and this is not unique to JCPS, actually, this is consistent across the country, that there are going to be some services that need to be caught up as we come back out of this, that kiddos may need some more assistance. So we're really ramping up and preparing to provide those assistance services in the summer and even into the fall.
Piper says that AP testing for students will be online. Students need to make arrangements to test through the AP coordinator at each high school. The state will adjust how it calculates GPAs for this year only for scholarship money. Meantime, JCPS has distributed more than 530,000 meals to students since the coronavirus shutdown. Friday, the district served more than 12,000 breakfasts and lunches for a total of 25,000 meals. Each child gets up to 4 total meals on Monday and 2 meals on Friday. Some high school seniors say canceling the rest of the school year has left them feeling a range of emotions. Mayo High School senior Issa Leon says she knew it was coming, but it was still tough. She says realizing the severity of the virus puts the loss of her senior year into perspective. A school counselor says it's important for seniors to celebrate their accomplishments.
Those activities in August, go and make it to those activities. Even though it may seem like the time has passed, I think closure is really important.
Donnelly says parents need to pay attention to the emotions of their younger children and be honest about the pandemic.
Now, your WLKY weather with meteorologist Suzanne Horgan.
And good morning. Right now it is 7:17. Here's a live look outside from one of our Trimark traffic cameras. Isn't that a pretty picture here? Nice to see a little bit of sunshine now.